appreciate it. Do you want me to just freely speak at this point? Well, first of all, it's an honor to be here with you guys today. It's a really important weekend to me. You know, Houston is really where I birthed my entire career. I'm from Toronto, Canada, and I got a phone call from Lil Wayne one day, and he told me he was interested in my music, and he booked me, you know, a flight, and the flight was to Houston. I stayed at the Hotel Derrick, and I waited about 8 hours to meet him, and when I finally met him, we listened to Carter 3, which wasn't out at the time, and then the bus started rolling, and I was like, oh, my bags are upstairs, you know, I gotta get my stuff. He's like, no, we got your stuff already, it's on the bus. And from that point, I mean, I never really left. You know, I was with him for about 2 weeks, and he ended up signing me, and I put out my first mixtape under his watch, and yeah, you know, so Houston's really important to me. I have it tattooed on my skin and, you know, in my heart. That was a line I was working on the way here. But yeah, so I just wanted to let you know it means a lot for me to be here today, and I hope you guys enjoyed all the activities, and I hope you guys have a great time at the game. If you want to ask me anything, you can. But yeah, I'm just really happy to look in everybody's eyes and, you know, see all your faces, man. It's great.
We have 3 questions.
Oh, all right.
Who were your role models growing up?
Is that really your question, or did they tell you? You can ask what you want to ask. You can just ask me a whole different question. Is that? I'll answer that. But I saw that on the paper before I walked in. So I just want you to be.
That's what I was telling you.
Do you have a real question that you want to ask me? Not really. It's just like.
I wouldn't really.
That's all good, man. Don't worry. I'll
answer
answer.
right now.
My role models growing up. I mean, well, first and foremost, I have to say my mother. You know, when I think about, you know, tomorrow night's show, which is, you know, probably the longest show that I've ever done, going back in the catalog, it seems like doing the impossible. And when I think of things like that, you know, things that really seem like a true challenge, I always reference back to my mother, because, you know, she was a single mother with all the odds stacked against her. She's not like a healthy lady, but she raised me in an incredible household, and, you know, I feel like I turned out all right. So I'd probably say my mom before anybody else, and then after that it's probably like some rappers and athletes, but it doesn't matter. My mom's number one. So.
Okay, we just told us why Houston is so important.
I did, yes. That's why I kind of answered the second. I was gonna say, I bet I know the next question.
Well, who was your inspiration besides your mother?
Well, I mean, when I met Wayne, I really never met anybody that worked that hard. So work ethic was something that, growing up as a kid, I think we all kind of have that sort of lazy teenage, like, you know, you never really realize how hard you have to work. So to watch him, to know that when I was like out at the club or when I was sleeping, he was working. That's scary, you know, like when you know somebody else that's working when you're taking time to enjoy life, it becomes a scary thing, because you start to think, well, how many other people are working while I'm taking time off? So it really instilled something in me where I choose to work the majority of the time that I have. So that was really inspiring. And then Jamie Foxx is probably also the biggest inspiration for me. Actually, there's one more after that. But Jamie Foxx is very inspiring because of just how talented he is and some of the conversations that we've had. And then obviously, you know, I mean, everybody knows how much I love Aaliyah. And Aaliyah was the first person who, the reason why, you know, a lot of people don't know why. They just think it's like a cool thing that I like. But I actually do have like a deep respect for her. And it just used to be the fact that she was one of the only female artists that made me as like a man feel okay listening to it. You know, sometimes it's like, you're not just gonna get in the car and be like, let me put in this like Kelly Rowland CD and just like drive around to, you know, sometimes like female artists, their music is specifically geared for women, you know, and I think Aaliyah was one of the first people to really break out of that box and make everybody feel comfortable listening to the music, and that's what I try and do, you know. I do sing songs for girls, and, you know, there's all the jokes about emotion and all this stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you know, I feel like, you know, I try and make it okay for both, you know, men and women to listen to the music. I make music for everybody, so yeah, that's what I got for you.
What do you love most about Houston? Like, what keeps bringing you back?
Well, I mean, aside from the initial story that I have and the initial attachment I have, it's just a culture that doesn't exist anywhere else that exists here. And it's about how proud people are to be from Houston. It's about the fact that it reminds me a lot of even like, you know, it reminds me, it's very similar to Jamaica, where you go to Jamaica and all everybody wants to talk about is Jamaica. All they want to listen to is music from Jamaica. They're going to tell you where the best places are to go eat food in Jamaica. It's a lot like that, you know, they're very proud of the culture here. You can play the biggest rap record in the world, but nothing's going to get more of a reaction than something that's classic Houston music, and I love that. You know, it just shows a loyalty to me. And I remember initially when I was so obsessed with Houston culture and Houston music, I went and made a song called November 18th, and I was really nervous because I made a song for a city that I wasn't from, you know, a brand of music that didn't necessarily belong to me because I'm from Canada, and I got accepted, you know. They listened to it, they loved it, they made it one of their anthems here, you know, and that's why I'm going back to Warehouse Live, which is the first place I sold out a show. I'm going back to Warehouse Live tomorrow night to do what I did 5 years ago, so I'm excited.
Love, feeling sorry for the runner-up. I'm still awake getting money when the sun is up. And they keep saying how they need me to deliver, cause they hate it when a rookie star doesn't put the numbers up. Man, hate is so passe. Catch me at a time for a suit on draft day.